everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought for today's video we would try something a little bit different. For me at least, I wanted to share with you guys all of the books that are coming out in December 2020 that are interesting to me or that I'm looking forward to reading. So we're not going through everything that's coming out in December 2020, but we are going to look at the books that I have an interest in and I'm most likely will be picking up. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, I will have all of my social media links down below along with my Goodreads account, so you guys can follow my reading journey there. And with that being said, we can get right into the video. Obviously, these are books that are coming out in December, so I don't own them yet. So I will pop pictures of them right here so you guys can get kind of a glimpse of what it looks like. And all we're really doing is reading the synopsis from Goodreads because that's all I have. So the first book is The Bitter Wine Oath by Hannah West, and this is going to be a YA fantasy, a little bit of like a paranormal fantasy, and this comes out December 1st. The synopsis is really interesting. It says, every 50 years a cult claims 12 men to murder in a small Texas town. Can one girl end the cycle of violence and save the boy who broke her heart? San Solano, Texas is a quiet town known for its charm, hospitality, and history of murder. Twice now, 12 men have been brutally killed and no one knows who did it. A shadowy witch, a copycat killer, or a man-hating murderess. So what I'm getting from the synopsis as I read a little bit more, I don't want to read all of it here, is that we are going to be following Natalie, who is sort of getting a glimpse of the history of her family and sort of understanding why these murders are happening. And I believe her family is probably behind it. It's kind of a cult type of book and it's just really interesting to me. The genre that it's like highlighted on Goodreads, it says YA, mystery, contemporary, horror and paranormal, fantasy, fiction, romance, urban fantasy, supernatural. So that seems really interesting because it's sort of also a mystery within fantasy and it has romance. So that is awesome. So I'm looking forward to getting that one. Alright, next up we have What She Found in the Woods by Josephine Angelini. And this is also a YA mysterious thriller. Oh my goodness, I can't speak today. A YA mysterious thriller. It also says it is contemporary crime, mental health, suspense, realistic fiction. This comes out in December 1st, so same date as the other one. And the synopsis for this one, it says, running from a scandal at her New York private school, Magdalena heads to her family home to recover under the radar. Over-medicated and underconfident, she's fearful she'll never escape her past until she meets Beau out hiking, wild, gorgeous, and free. He makes her believe she might finally be able to move on, but when a mutilated body is discovered in the woods, Magdalena realizes she can't trust anyone, not even herself. So I feel like we are gonna be following this mystery of this body in the woods, and she might think she did it while she was medicated. That's sort of like what I'm getting from it. So it just seems super interesting, and I'm probably gonna be pre-ordering that really soon so that I can get it just as it comes out. So the next book we have is The Good Girls by Claire Elisa Bartlett, and this also comes out December 1st. And can we just talk about how beautiful the cover is? It is gorgeous. I love it. I'm so excited to have it. And this is also a YA mystery thriller, so I'll go ahead and I'll read the synopsis for you guys. So it says, the troublemaker, the overachiever, the cheer captain, the dead girl. Like every high school in America, Jefferson Lauren Hyde contains all of the above. After the shocking murder of senior Emma Baines, 3 of her classmates are on the top of the suspect list. Claude, the notorious partier, Avery, the head cheerleader, and Gwen, the would-be valedictorian. Everyone has a label, whether they like it or not, and Emma was always known as the good girl. But appearances are never what they seem, and the truth behind what really happened to Emma may just be lying in plain sight. As long-buried secrets come to light, the clock is ticking to find Emma's killer before another good girl goes down. So, again, definitely something that I would love. School, murder, mystery, that's kind of my genre. If you guys can see a theme in my hauls and what I usually read, I enjoy those type of books. So that's another one that I'm looking forward to. Next up, we have The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. That also, McManus? Yeah, McManus? Okay, I can't say that last name. Who also wrote One of Us Is Lying, which I do own, which I haven't gotten to read, which I think I'm going to pick up before I read The Cousins, because I just want to get a sense of the style of her writing. But I'm super excited about it. It also comes out December 1st, and this is, again, a YA mystery thriller. You guys know I love that. Alright, and I'll go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys. So it says, Millie, Aubrey, and Jonas Jory are cousins. They barely know each other, and they've never met their grandmother, who is very rich and reclusive. She disinherited their parents before they were born, so when they each receive a letter inviting them to work at her island resort for the summer, they're very surprised. Ooh. And curious. Their parents are clear on one point: not going is not an option. This could be the opportunity to get back into grandmother's good graces, but when the cousins arrive on the island, it's immediately clear that she has different plans for them. Ooh. And the longer they stay, the more they realize how mysterious and dark their family past is. The entire story, family has secrets. Whatever pulled them apart years ago isn't over, and their summer, the cousins will learn everything. Perfect. I love it. I love it. It's great. Next up, we have Admission by Julie Buxbaum, which, let's just look at the cover. It's pink. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it. And this is considered a YA contemporary fiction. It says realistic fiction, coming of age, school, all of those. And this one comes out the 1st of December as well. And I think I'm not going to read the synopsis for this one because I'm pretty sure I know what this is going to be about. And I think it's going to be sort of a loose retelling or inspired of the college scandal that happened about a year ago. And so I think that's what's going to be about, and I find it really interesting, and yeah, I can't wait to read a story about that. I watched a movie on Lifetime and it sucked, so I'm looking forward to reading a book inspired by those events that truly did happen, and I think everyone's pretty familiar with that whole scandal with, yeah, let's just keep it there. And yeah, next up we have Harris Apparently by Diana Ma. I don't know, but it says it's like the first installment in the Daughters of the Dynasty, and I kind of like reading more relaxed books like this, and then knowing that there's going to be more coming out. I find that really interesting. And this is a YA romance, contemporary romance, and I'll go ahead and read the synopsis. This isn't probably the most high on my list. It's something that if I have time and energy, I'll go ahead and pick it up, but it's not like huge. I'll go ahead and read it really quick for you guys. It says it's following the fictionalized descendants of the only official recognized Empress Regent of China. Gemma Huang is a recent transplant to LA from Illinois, having abandoned plans for college to pursue a career in acting. But now she's living with 3 roommates in a 2-bedroom hotel. She's auditioning for roles that barely cover her rent. And what else? She is stopped by paparazzi at the airport. She quickly realizes she may as well be the twin of one of the most notorious young social elites in Beijing. So it's kind of like the Princess Switch, I feel like. Not high up my list. Comes out December 1st. I thought I would talk about it, but Next book that I'm definitely picking up is For Better or Curse, and this is the second installment or the sequel of The Babysitter's Coven, which I read not long ago. I think I read it probably, what, like 3 weeks ago. I read it for October, for spooky season, and I'm really into it. I'm not going to read the synopsis because I don't want to give a lot away, but it's basically about a few babysitters who find out they have magic powers, and we are sort of following their story. And the first one was a good read. It wasn't amazing, but it was interesting, so I will be definitely picking out the sequel to that. And again, that comes out 12/15, so December 15th. Yeah. Alright, so the next book comes out December 15th, and this is Coming Up for Air by Nicole Tyndall. I don't know. I'm so sorry if I butcher some last names, but I'm not good with names. And this is a YA contemporary romance, and I feel like it's going to be like an emotional read. The synopsis is extremely long, so I won't read it, but I did skim through it, so I'll kind of tell you guys what I understood from it. So we are following Hadley, I think it's Hadley, and she has gone through a lot of things in her life. She went through a health scare, like her mom's health scare. She's been witnessing how her sister's heart has been broken numerous times, and she kind of thinks that romance and love is just not for her. But of course she finds Brayden, which comes into her life, and she's very happy with him. He's like really awesome, enters her life and just changes for the good, for the better. She seems very happy. Something happens. It doesn't tell you what happens, but she says something comes in that completely changes her life, as well as Brayden is keeping a secret, a dark secret. So she needs to figure out to risk breaking her heart or just having the strength to walk away from the relationship, to not get heartbroken. So I think it's going to be just a beautiful emotional romance, and I need a little bit of romance in my life. I'm looking at my bookshelves and everything is murder, so that's kind of sad. I need some romance. And yeah, so I'm actually really looking forward to reading it. I feel like it's going to be a tearjerker, but we'll see. Alright, the next book is called The Notorious Virtues by Alwyn Hamilton, and I always try to tell myself to not purchase a book based on the cover, but with this book I'm buying it because of the cover. It is going to be a fantasy, a YA fantasy, which I don't necessarily love all the time. I have like a love and hate relationship with fantasy, and yeah, we'll just put it that way. But the synopsis does look very intriguing, and like I said, I love the cover. And from what I get from the synopsis, again, it's really long, so I don't want to read all of it, but we are following a 16-year-old named Nora, and she's fabulous. She has everything she could ever want. Her family controls all of the money from where she's from and like all the magic, but one day everything changes when her mom is found murdered in an alley. And so at that point, everything's like up for grabs. So the inheritance is up for grabs, the magic is up for grabs, and to put a damper in it, she finds out that she has a sister that she's never known about, and she's also kind of coming in and trying to get all of the money and all of the power. So it's kind of like a competition within the family of who is going to be like the ultimate magical heir, it says. So I don't know, I feel like that's really interesting. And it also says, unfortunately, most of them want her dead. So obviously everyone wants her dead so that she doesn't take over her mom's position. And so it's kind of like the family against the family. Magic is involved, a murder is involved, and it actually sounds amazing. I'm hoping that this is the book that's going to get me into fantasy a little bit, because I've really kind of stepped away recently and I do want to dive back in, but we will see. And that one comes out the 18th of December. And the last book that we have, I actually already owned because of Book of the Month, which is a lovely subscription service. And no, I'm not sponsored, but I wish I was. And I've been subscribed to Book of the Month for a while now, but I never really thought about doing videos about it. But this ended up to being one of the picks for November, and I decided to get it. And this is called Pretty Little Wife. It actually comes out December 29th, and this is by Darby Kane. And I'll read you guys the synopsis. It's not that long. So it says, a student vanished months ago, now Leela's husband. So we're going to be following Leela. Leela's husband, Aaron, is also missing. At first, these cases are treated as horrible coincidence until it is discovered that the student is really the third of 3 unexplained disappearances over the last few years. The police are desperate to find the connection, if there even is one. Little do they know they might be stumbling over only part of the truth. With the small town in an uproar, everyone is worried about the whereabouts of the beloved high school teacher, everyone except his wife. I wonder why. Leela is more confused because she was the last person to see her husband's body, and now it's gone. So, again, a thriller. This is adult. This is not YA. This is adult fiction thriller. Put it out there. Think it's important. Some people are into adult and some people are more into YA. So those are the books that are coming out in 2020 that I'm super excited about. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, because it is something a little bit different. I've never really done a video like this, but if it works out, then I will do it on a monthly basis. And that is all. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys on my next video.